So we're just going to get right off the bat here, though, with doing some introductions. So if you did not come to the CUW tour yesterday, then you might not have seen me, but my name is Kelsey Marquardt. I am the International Admissions and Retention Coordinator here at Concordia University, Wisconsin, and Ann Arbor. But can I have my students introduce themselves real quick? Starting with Heewon.
Hello, I'm Heewon Oh from South Korea, and I am a nursing student right now.
Fabulous. And moving over to Emily.
Hello, my name is Emily, and I just graduated from Concordia with major in English.
Fantastic.
And I'm from the U.S.
Did you minor as well?
Did I what?
Did you minor?
Yeah, it was an individualized minor.
Oh, very cool. And then we have V as well. V, would you introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, my name is V. I'm a computer science student and I'm a junior this year.
Fantastic. And where do you hail from?
Where do I what? Sorry,
that was a weird word. Where are you from? What country?
Oh, I'm from Vietnam.
Fantastic. Thank you, V. So then moving on. So just want to give you guys an overview of the undergraduate system, how it works at Concordia University, Wisconsin. So first you have your Concordia core classes, which are classes that there's a lot of options, but everybody, no matter their major, will take Concordia core classes. Then you move into your major classes, so the ones that make up each major, so that's what differentiates all of the majors. And then you have elective classes, so the majors will have options for you to fulfill certain requirements for that program. Every program is different. And then if you want, you can take an optional minor. So those are extra classes to kind of fill out your degree. So you can say, I have not one, but like a big degree and a small degree. So some of those options would be things like marketing or Spanish or German. Bioethics is a minor that we have at Concordia. So your advisor can help you kind of work with, okay, here's what I have. Here's a minor that might pair really well with that major. So for instance, if you're doing graphic design or something, a marketing minor might pair really well with that. So you can talk to clients about, here's this design and here's why it will work really well for this product we're working on, for example. But in total, each major takes about 120 credits to complete, including the Concordia core and the major and the elective. About 120 credits. All right, so then moving on here, computer science. Just to give you an overview, computer science is learning about the science behind computers and computing and how that works and how to build those things, the software and the hardware, how both of those kind of work together. So we have our normal bachelor's degree, which is 120 credits, like I said, and we are launching this year something called the Computer Science Scholars Program. So this is amazing. You can get a bachelor's of computer science and a master's of computer science in 4 years, all while paying undergraduate tuition. This is amazing. However, it takes a lot of extra work because it's going to be 2 degrees in 4 years. So we need to know that you're going to be able to get into that program. So there are some requirements. One is having a GPA of at least 3.5 on a 4.0 scale in order to get into the program. And you need to submit an ACT or SAT, and those scores are listed there for minimum entrance requirements into the Scholars Program. For the general bachelors, and for some of you on this call, ACT and SAT test is not required for admission to Concordia University, Wisconsin. You are welcome to submit it though. And if you want to do the Computer Science Scholars Program, you have to take it or have to send it to us. All right, so also with this Computer Science Scholars Program, we are launching concentrations for the computer science degree. So this way you can help differentiate yourself from other computer science generic graduates. You can see the concentrations on there. Again, your advisor will be able to help you figure out which one is going to best serve your future employment goals. And on the screen there, you can see Dr. Mike Littman. He is quite the character. He heads up the computer science department. He is also working very hard with other Concordia, Wisconsin people to work on our 3D printers, getting them making PPEs or personal protective equipment for our local healthcare personnel. So he is very hard at work, not only helping with our classes, but now making sure the 3D printers are working full speed. So you also would be able to help work on those 3D printers that we have at Concordia. If you're interested, the computer science kind of major club is the Hackathon Club, where they participate in events around Milwaukee. Again, we're not sure how this is going to play out for this next year with COVID-19, but know that that is something that we still offer. All right, so I'm going to have V unmute herself, and she is going to pick 2 questions here to answer to talk about her experience at Concordia, Wisconsin, and specifically in the computer science major.
So, what class has been my favorite class?
Mm-hmm.
I took a class that called programming language, when you create your own programming language using a scheme. So you can learn something called recursion. So if you're like an undergrad and you like first time going to computer science, later on you will need to like have a coding class with Dr. Littman. And one of the assignment that took me longest was like the merge sort. So when you do like reversions, which means that you call function within a function, call on over and on over. So typical, that homework took me like 12 hours straight to do it. Still not really figured out what's going on, but I learned quite a bit from it. Favorite professor? Well, we have a lot of professors in our computer science. When I say a lot, typically 4. And then Dr. Littman is like one of my favorite professors because he's like really funny. Mm-hmm. It's like when you go to his class, you will hear him like saying "shut up" just to get people attention. And there's like one time when we do hackathon, somebody's like cutting the recordings and then put it into like a soundtrack. So whenever like Dr. Littman in class, they're just like playing that soundtrack all over again. So that's like one of the things that I thought was super funny when I'm like studying computer science with him. So yeah.
He is definitely a personality, a character. He is a very like force of nature when he walks into a room. Everybody's paying attention to when Dr. Littman's talking. He was born to teach, I think. He's a good teacher. All right, thank you so much, V. I appreciate that. And V will be checking off here shortly. She has other things to do. But if you guys have questions for her, if you put those in the chat, she might be able to answer them while she's still on, or I can ask her those questions after, and she can get back to us. Also, V was very kind to work as kind of a CUW model. And so she is in some of our marketing stuff. So if you see her on campus, you know, she's a big deal. She's a big deal on campus. So V, would you talk a little bit about the 3D printers and what you can do with the 3D printers as a student?
Yeah, so as a computer science student, you typically are free to print anything for the 3D. And then we have like tons of 3D printers in our new makerspace in the new business building. So if you have any requests for printing, you can send it into the makerspace, and then Dr. Littman or student worker there will help you with it. Otherwise, like he also has like some class for like students to learn how to use 3D printers. So it's gonna be like once in a while when he send out like emails for you to register and stuff like that. So Dr. Littman helped me print an Eiffel Tower in 3D and like a piano. So that's the coolest thing that I have ever had from him.
Oh, that is so cool. And those are cool to have. I plan on asking, once things calm down and things go back to normal, to like start a collection of 3D printed global items. Eiffel Tower is definitely on my list. So thank you so much, V. I appreciate that. So can you talk a little bit about what your quarantine experience has been?
So Amanda sent us like an email for like quarantine challenge, and then she set like snacks like once every like couple weeks. And then we have like, if we do quarantine challenge, then we can earn some points to like redeem like gift cards and stuff, which is like pretty cool. I don't know, once in a while, if you're like in top 3 or something, you have like free gift from the CIC. So it's feel like I having like birthday every year while I was in the den, when I have just like a surprise present from my box. So that's my experience so far.
Awesome. Yeah, we send out a lot of stuff. Well, thanks so much. We appreciate that. Have a great time going to whatever meeting you're going to next. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to have a student join to talk about her graphic design and marketing experience, but she ran into some complications and won't be joining us, unfortunately. But just so you know, our graphic design program at Concordia is really focused on building your software skills and your portfolio. So those are 2 really important things when you're a graphic design major and looking for employment post-graduation, is what programs do you know and what have you done? So Concordia really works with getting you that real world experience, specifically by taking this class called Graphic Outlook class. So this is 2 classes that you're able to take as a graphic design student, where part of the time you're in the classroom, but part of the time you're either working remotely or post and pre-quarantine. You can sometimes go to a business and work on graphic design needs that they have. So again, building up that portfolio, not just from in-classroom experience, but also from real businesses who are saying, we need this thing created. And so you're able to work with real world partners. So here are just some examples of partners that we work with. And that list is constantly kind of rotating in and out of what businesses that we're working with. So like American Family Insurance, Kohl's, which is a retail store here in the United States. Sartori is a food brand. So also there's a lot of different kinds of businesses that you can work with. This is really meant to be for motivated second semester juniors and then senior students. Again, so as you're getting closer and closer to graduation and you're applying for jobs, that experience is going to become even more valuable. This student who is going to join double majored in graphic design and marketing. So those are 2 that go really hand in hand, and that's fantastic. And marketing, like I said, can be a minor, it can be a major, or it can be a certificate. And again, we're working on building those skills, but also real world experience with the marketing degree. You can see kind of the overview of things there of consumer audiences, public relations, digital landscape. So everything that goes into marketing anything, that's what we're really giving you those skills to master. Photography club for those who are interested in graphic design and marketing, or for those who aren't, but you like taking photography. So we have a photography club on campus that students tend to gravitate towards. And then Paula was also one of our students who did some modeling for us for the general photos that we use, also was a student worker for the Concordia International Center, and she made some really great things. Like she designed some t-shirts that we used for our Concordia, the CIC's International Education Week. So she made some t-shirts, also made a lot of posters for us. So you can see there some of her stuff. And there you can see a big group shot of our student workers from Christmas season. We always have a good time. And that Christmas party was awesome. It was so much fun. All right, so moving on to our nursing program. So our nursing program is really, really competitive to get into, and it's a heck of a lot of work once you're in there, as Heewon knows. But again, we're combining the skills you're going to need to pass the NCLEX, which is the nursing test to get to get your RN license, and then building those hands-on skills and certifications. So Heewon right now was just saying before the call that she is working on another certification, which she can tell you about. Again, there are lots of nursing clubs and organizations you can be a part of and put on your resume that you were part of that organization. And also while the whole time using that amazing equipment that you are going to see in a hospital or medical facility. So Heewon, our nursing student here, can you pick 2 questions on here and tell us about your experience with the nursing program?
Yeah, I wanna tell you about my favorite class so far. It's anatomy and physiology, which is a requirement for nursing. You just could like actually study for animals, organs, or like brains that you learn from like textbook, and sometimes you could actually see in cadaver if we have some volunteers. So that was really good experience for me to study the anatomy class.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my memorable moment is, I would say, the first time I actually seen the patients at clinical. It was so like weird but happy because I felt like I'm not ready to help some people actually like, but all the patients were so patient, like they help us like studying nursing or studying skills. So that was really good experience.
Mm-hmm. Getting to actually interact with people who are having those problems you read about in the textbook.
Yes.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
So you were also a student worker. Can you talk about your experience as a student worker for the Concordia International Center?
Oh yeah. So I worked at CIC with a bunch of other international students. So we had so many like events that we have, such as like Korean Day, Chinese Day, like Arabic days or whatever. You could learn a lot of different cultures from them, and it's just so much fun. You could meet so many different people there, even Americans and the students from all around the world.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see some great photos here. We have a lot of fun in the Concordia International Center.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a nursing student, here are some photos. Would you talk about what's going on in these photos?
So the photos in the middle is when I was taking CNA classes. That was all of my students, like my classmates. We were practicing like the clinical skills at the time. And that is my stethoscope, which is pretty blue. I like it.
Nice. So was it given to you or did you go out?
Yeah, the school gave it to me.
Wonderful.
So I have my own stethoscope. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then you're also the Korean Club president. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I am a president of Korean Club. We're doing so much fun things related to Korean culture. Like we share the foods, we share the Korean movie things. We're trying to like tell people, like let people know what Korean culture is generally. And yes, oh yeah, we did barbecue party like a couple months ago. And it was so much fun. Yeah.
Yes. So you guys do a lot of stuff, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Korean Club did not exist before you started it, right?
No.
Yeah, that's amazing. So thank you very much for bringing that to our campus. It's definitely been great to see you guys organize and get other people excited about Korean culture. Okay. So then also you are so busy. So you're also on the band as well.
Yeah, I am in a wind ensemble of CUW. I play French horn, and we go to trip every winter break. So I've been to New York and Philadelphia like last year, and we went to Florida this year, like on June. No, July, January. Yeah. It was so much fun. You could actually I'm the only international students of the band.
Oh, really?
So I actually learned a lot of different American accents, cultures, of course English, and it was really funny. Yeah, it was really fun experience.
Yeah, so definitely being able to travel and play music, that is so cool. Okay, we have somebody asking if they could, if I could share the recording of this with them because it's 11 o'clock at night in Nepal. You bet, I will put it on our Facebook so you can check it out there. Sleep well. Okay, so then also you do some traveling outside of being in the band as well, correct?
Yes.
Before COVID-19.
Yeah, of course, yes. So I highly recommend you to like get in a community or club or like meet friends. They will absolutely help you a lot, like bring you somewhere, and they will help you a lot. So I want you to, I just want to tell people know that get in a community or club, meet friends, please.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to talk about what's going on with friends.
Yeah,
definitely.
because I was really lonely before I got in that like community.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And especially they're very helpful for knowing what's going on in the United States because it's such a big country and so much is going on. How to get places is a big question. So having American friends is very helpful. Well, thanks so much, Heewon. And then how has your experience with COVID-19 been? So you are a student who's actually living on campus during COVID.
Yes, I am. So actually, my friends sent me a bunch of snacks to me because I am the only one who's living on campus. And CIC obviously they gave a lot of snacks, a lot of like things to do, such as like make the egg.
Yeah, the painted eggs for Easter.
Yeah, and I grew up a plant that I got from like the seeds that I got from the CIC, and we did like online events to get through CIC, FIFA, bowling tournament.
We learned a lot during that time of what to do and what not to do.
Yes.
It was a learning experience doing the online tournament. So.
And it was so much fun to take classes online, like through Zoom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, online classes. How have online classes been?
It was weird at the first time because like I need to see people through the camera. It was good because I miss like my friends so much, but that was like the only way that I could talk with, that I could see them. So it was okay. Yeah.
It's weird. It's very strange. It makes everybody anxious to come back to normal of people on campus. Okay, well, thank you so much. Then we also have Miss Emily on, and she is not an international student, but she works extensively with the CIC and also is passionate about international education and making friends with people across the globe. But she is an English major, which means that they're focused really on exploring text, so like the written word, and also writing things themselves and how to express yourself to the correct audience and doing that effectively. So that has 4 kind of main key parts of language, English language, and then expression, and then reading literature, so art and text from the United States and also from England, but also other English-speaking countries. So Emily, can you tell us a little bit about any 2 of these questions?
I think the most memorable moment so far has been stuff that's happened this past year. Me and Heewon both helped start and create Korean Club, and all of the events associated with that were some of the best times. And then also helping out with I help out with like English camps that have happened. Those have been very fun. They've been some of the best times because it's both introducing American culture and teaching them about things, and then also helping them with their English and helping them with have an enjoyable experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, which other question should I answer?
It's up to you.
I don't know, because I feel like there's too many favorite classes and favorite professors. I don't want to list all of them. And then
There, you can tell which one is your favorite if you want.
favorite professor?
Yeah.
Well, I have two favorite professors in the English department, Dr. Harries and then Dr. Goudet. They both are some of my favorite people.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Harries is my advisor, or was my advisor. And then Dr. Goudet, she's a newer professor, and if you take like what is it, CC 104 or 103, I don't know, one of the English courses, you might have her. She's very nice. She's one of the best.
Fantastic. So everybody's very anxious now to get those professors. Heck yeah. Fantastic. Well, thanks, Emily. And you are also a student worker for the Concordia International Center. So what has been your experience with being a student worker?
Well, I started being a student worker technically last spring, so like a year ago, even though it's felt like much longer than that because I always hung out in the International Center like all the time. And then I helped out with my first English camp last winter, like a year and a half ago. And that was with some high school students from Korea. And then over the summer, I was also able to help out with another, I guess, culture and English camp experience for quite a few weeks with some students from Korean University. And then also we had like the Chinese students there, so I also helped out with the Chinese students that came to Concordia this past year. And then I worked with the ELI, which is the English Language Institute, and so I would help out the students in, whether it's just having a conversation with them or helping them with any question about the US or even English or anything. I'm from the area. I can help out with anything, like if you need suggestions for what to do or where to go. And
you're one of those friends that actually tells them how to use the bus and how far away is Chicago. Things like that. So find friends like Emily. She is out there and happy to help.
Yes.
And then, like you were saying, you and Heewon both founded the Korean Club, so you're vice president. What has been some of your favorite things you guys have done?
Well, I think probably I really enjoyed the karaoke and ramen night.
Very good, yes.
Some delicious ramen, and then many people enjoyed singing along with karaoke because that's very much
Korean, yes.
Korean culture. And I also enjoyed our Korean barbecue that we had, and so many of us helped out and were able to make the food together and then also enjoy it. And that happened right before campus shut down and we all had to go home, so that was a great time to enjoy being around everyone before we all left.
It was a last hurrah with some great food.
Yeah.
That is something that kind of goes hand in hand with being at the Concordia International Center and just kind of being in that space, is that food is very central. We have food everywhere and for everything.
People come to the International Center, are there any snacks today?
Always.
Usually there is. On the table over there.
Yeah. What kind? We got it all today. Definitely. And you guys have fantastic shirts. I have one as well. I should have worn it. So like you said, everything kind of shut down for COVID-19. What has your experience been as a non-international student?
So I live about 35 minutes south of Concordia. And so, like, I lived at home before that, and so I was like a commuting student. And I guess it just felt like I was doing online. It was just online classes from home, and it was, it was difficult to not be around friends anymore because a big part about school is the social aspect. But me and my friends, we would do this thing. We would try and do like noon Zooms, we called them. And so we would Zoom at about noon, like maybe like Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, when we all didn't have classes. And so it's like you just make an effort to still connect with your friends and talk about school and life, and even though you're not going anywhere or doing anything. But finished the semester, and it's done. It was fun. It's done.
Yes, it's a weight off your shoulders, but it's also like the passing of a really important time that was going to be important before COVID-19, but now it seems to be even more special, almost.
Yeah, it's
unique.
Like, with there not being like a graduation ceremony, it doesn't feel as real, but like it just kind of happened, It's like, okay, I'm done.
Right. There will be a graduation ceremony. It's kind of being combined with next year's. Do you plan on going to that?
Probably not.
Depends where you are, right? In life. Right. Okay. Well, this whole pandemic has affected every part of our lives and things we didn't even think about, and it affects everyone, no matter where you are, no matter what your position is. This pandemic has caused loss in every part of our life. So it makes us then, once we get back to normal, be even more appreciative, right? Yeah. Okay. So now it's the time to ask our students here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself, feel free to do that. I'm gonna pull up the chat right now to see if there's anything I've missed here, but feel free to ask questions, and our student workers or our students can answer those. So we have a question here about medical sonography. Yes, we do offer that program. I would be happy to send you more information about it. But if you've already been accepted for that program, your advisor will be able to give you more information about the particulars and why it's such a great program. So feel free to reach out to your advisor, or if you'd like, I'm going to put in the chat here our general email, and you can put your questions to that email and we will get back to you. Definitely. So checking around here. So somebody says they would like to know more about the concentrations of computer science. This person is excited to be able to choose. And I think, yeah, definitely that will show that you are, you're very focused on those specific things. Sorry, it was at the beginning more. Here are those concentrations. So software engineering, AI and robotics, cybersecurity, animation, information systems. So this is a way for you to take even more classes in that specific field if you're interested, and also be able to show future employers that this is something I really care about, this is something I took extra classes in, this is something I have extra training in, so that way you can differentiate yourself a little more. Again, your advisor is going to be able to help you pick which one is going to be best for you. So Dr. Littman is a great person to talk to for those. Checking back here to see if there's any other questions that got put in the chat. Okay, I think that's it. So one last thing, y'all, is that we have the Concordia 101 raffle happening. And that Concordia 101 raffle is, you put your name in by filling out a little survey. And this, don't get to see everybody. I'm gonna move through the slides as quickly as, oh no, completely lost it here. There we go. Okay, so We have other events throughout the week coming up, so that you can see them all there. And I'm going to put in the chat the link to the survey so that you can register for the raffle. And by filling out that raffle, you get another entry into the prize bin to see if you can be a winner. And again, you can have, just to go through the upcoming ones. So at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time today, we're doing the Masters of Rehabilitation Science, which is what MSRS stands for. The student experience. So we're going to have 2 international students who are in the MSRS program, the Masters of Rehabilitation Science. They're going to talk about their experience so far in the program, what they've learned, favorite professors, stuff like that again. And then tomorrow we're doing the Academic Resource Center. So getting tutoring and the Writing Center experience about that, and advising about how that works. That time was sent out in an email to you guys. We're also doing the student experience for the MBA. So we're going to have a current MBA international student talk about his experience so far. And then Thursday, we're doing lots of different example classes. So you're welcome to come to any or all or none. These are all optional. You don't have to, but they're going to be great. So they're going to be undergraduate nursing. Again, the time and the Zoom link for that was sent out in an email. Then we're going to do the MS Computer Science, so the Masters of Computer Science example class led by Dr. Mike Littman, the guy who is working on the 3D printer. He will also be doing the undergraduate computer science example class. You can see what an example class with Dr. Mike Littman is about. Then we're going to be doing an MBA example class. So if you're interested in perhaps doing an MBA at some point, you might feel free, just to see what it's about. Or if you want to double major in business, Jim Tarasovich is a great example of one of the industry leaders who teaches the business classes. He right now is the CFO for Ascension, which is a very large medical organization. So that one might be good too if you are going to be going into the medical field. He's a great person just to hear what he has to say. And then Friday, we're going to be doing the student experience. So we're having a Master's of Computer Science student. So if you're interested in going further in your education after a general computer science, we're going to have a current MS Computer Science student talking about his experience. Then at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time on Friday, we're having the esports coach talk about what esports is and how you can be a team member of that. You don't have to be an athlete, but it's a way for you to, again, like Heewon was saying, join those clubs, make those friends, being a part of something where you have a mutual, where you have a shared liking in something like video games. That can be a great way to make friends. And the coach is very good about helping you balance between video games and your academics. So he's very good at helping you do that. And then at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're doing the student meet and greet. So we're going to do a fun game, and then it's just going to be a chance for students to talk to each other. We're going to have some current students for each of those. They're different Zoom links, so we've broken you up into different rooms. So we're going to have a CUW undergraduate, CUW graduate, and then a Concordia Ann Arbor. They're all going to be separate rooms so you guys can talk to each other. Get to be familiar with everybody. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Otherwise, make sure to put in to take that survey. It really helps us to know what you liked, what you didn't, what we could do better, who you liked, stuff like that. Okay, if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm gonna check through here to see if we have questions. Oh, we have some. V, are you still on? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. So we have a student who was asking about computer science professors. So besides Dr. Mike Littman, how are the computer science professors?
How are computer science professors?
Yeah, he wants to know how they teach their behavior. So are there different teaching styles?
So Dr. Littman, he's pretty chill. As long as you as long as you do his homework and you do it like you pretty like pay attention, try your best, he won't grade you down for it. So he's kind of count on effort overall. Professor Locklear, he is, so we have 4 of them. We have Dr. Littman, Professor Locklear, and also Dr. Wall. So Professor Locklear, he is having like a pretty much like detailed outline for like what you need to do, you know, what assignment you need to turn in. He have like guide for you how you should do it. And if you have questions, you can go to his office. He's pretty like open for questions. Dr. Locklear, I don't really take a lot of class with him, so I'm not really know about his style that much. Dr. Wall, he's the same thing. He's pretty like open to questions, and if you have like any recommendations that you want to study for a class, just go and talk to him. He will open to listen to your ideas. And then you know, during his lecture he has PowerPoint, and then he sometimes put up study guide if you need help with anything else.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Fee. And then we have another question for our students here about what are the surroundings of the study surroundings. So what kind of places do you like to study, and what are the study spaces on campus?
Are you asking me or like overall?
All 3 of you ladies. Go ahead, Fee. You're on first.
So we have a new business building. So I usually go to like a small room in business building to study. Mm-hmm. It's open for everyone. We also have like a lot of places in library for you to study. We have like a whole bunch of like computers back in the library where like quiet place that you don't have a laptop to like study. You can go there. I don't know, like there's like different, like because you guys are all new to school this year, so you're pretty lucky because they have like the new business building. So like there's a lot of like open studying place compared to my past experience. So you can literally study everywhere. Or like the CIC, they have like chairs and tables laying out for you just to sit and study. So it depends on your study style where you want to choose to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, and depending where you are, there can be food being sold at the same time. Emily, do you have a favorite study spot on campus?
I'm more of like a social studier, if that makes sense. So I usually hang out with friends in the library and study. If I'm doing homework by myself, like I'll like save that for home, doing at home, or even like downtime that I have when I was sitting in International Center. And yeah, usually I'm just with a group of friends and we're all just doing homework in the library. That's where I'm usually at. But usually CIC is where I was at.
Thanks, Emily. Heewon, do you have a favorite study spot on campus?
Favorite what?
A favorite place to study?
Oh, obviously like the pharmacy building. There is like rooms which is empty for pharmacy students and
Everybody.
maybe undergraduate students. So just, yeah, like there is big whiteboard that you could write down what you're learning right now, what you're studying. And my room.
So you're more of somebody who needs to have just a quiet spot that is.
Yes.
You're not a social studier.
Because I sometimes like speak when I'm studying, because to like keep reminding me. So I need some private place to study.
Yeah, no matter what your study style is, there is a place for you on campus, definitely. And even now, because it was getting a lot warmer, but it's been raining here in Mequon, Wisconsin for the last few days.
Yeah.
But I was seeing a lot of people using the outdoor space as well, so you can see the beautiful shores of Lake Michigan while you're studying, and using one of like outside of the Concordia International Center, we have a lot of tables and chairs. So students like to hang out there too, so they can see the beautiful view of Lake Michigan. Just for awareness for other students here who have been saying that they have are having connectivity issues, I'm recording this session and I will post it onto our Facebook page. When it's all edited and kind of trimmed a little bit, So feel free to check out our social media, so our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, for a link to the recording. Okay, so if you missed something, if you want to review something again, or you're like, V said something about a professor, or what was Emily's favorite professor again? So you can check through that. And then we have Heewon posted to everybody that there is a club fair at campus. So as a way to get involved and kind of see all of the other clubs that are on campus. So you can be a person who joins a club. Like if you're like, photography club was really cool, I want to get to do that a little more. Or if you're more like Heewon and Emily, who say, we're really interested in Korean culture and sharing it, but there isn't a Korean club, you can start one yourself. And again, that looks great on a resume. It shows you're a self-starter and you have initiative and passion and drive. So those two ladies started their own and put things in place so that they can do things that they want to do. So it's up to you guys what you're interested in. Did I miss anything, ladies? Do you see any questions in there that we can talk about now? I've been trying to keep an eye on it. About Human Resources Program, again, feel free to send us a message at international.admissions and we would be happy to send you more information. Oh, we have an interesting question from a student asking about, do you regret coming to Concordia University, Wisconsin? Heewon, Emily, do you regret choosing Concordia?
Not for me.
No,
I really like the campus, but I just want to tell something. Like, if you don't have a car and if you are the person who loves party, like going out somewheres, then like staying at campus, it might be a little bit hard for you, like to stay at campus.
That is very true. We're a little farther away from downtown Milwaukee, so it's not like you can just walk to downtown Milwaukee from campus. We're a little farther away, but we have the great views of like you can't get if you're downtown Milwaukee. Emily, do you regret coming to Concordia?
No, I don't. I had a really great experience. You know, it's always hard, I think, the first year, and it's like during that time you're like, oh, was it like the best decision to come here? But it's like you have to also try and make effort within yourself to make it a great experience. And I found that, like, especially with me helping others have a great experience, that led to some really great friendships and some fun times. And I think that was one of the best things that I got out of going to Concordia, out of all the experiences I had.
Yeah, that is something that can be said for a smaller university, is that the students often will get more chance to do the things they actually want to do. They don't have to try and compete to have those same experiences. So like the nursing students, they get that hands-on experience. Computer science student gets the hands-on experience with the programs and the hardware, and be able to put that on their resume that someone at a larger university couldn't, because the grad assistant is doing it or the professor has to do it because there's too many students. And they don't have time to have everybody have that same hands-on experience or the same amount of time with that equipment.
There is another question.
Yeah. What are the most challenging things as an international student?
Of course, the language. If you are not growing up like using English, it is really hard for you to like tracking up like all the classes, because like I always need like double more times than like other students to like finish their assignments. Like reading books or like writing an essay, it's just a little bit difficult for like compared to American students though.
That is definitely understandable. You're doing it in not your home language, of doing some very difficult reading and writing. So that's amazing that you're still sticking with it though. And I think also to future employers that you are at least bilingual, and have that work ethic. That's amazing. Those are things that employers are really going to be looking for.
Yeah, and the culture or food differences. But like, if you are keep in touch with CIC, then it will be much easier for you to stay at campus, like stay at US, because they seriously, like, obviously help international students lie to like adjust in US.
That's
Yeah.
definitely our goal. We want to make sure that everyone's experience is better because of things that we do. So if that means making sure that we have Korean food and Nigerian food and, you know, just things that remind you of home a little bit, because trying to like cut you off from that is not what we want, to just like throw you into the American boat and just leave you there. That's not what we want. We want to make sure that you're keeping both sides of yourself. You know, you're an American student and also from your own country. Want to make sure that that is definitely something that you are still celebrating and keeping in touch with. Okay, so I think that is it. So thank you all very much for joining this. We really, really appreciate it. Again, feel free to fill out that survey. It really helps us and also registers you for the raffle. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in there. But otherwise, we'll say goodbye. And thank you so much to Heewon and Emily and V for helping with this week. Thank you so much.